Okay, so today we're gonna make kind of a fun little three-dimensional piece. We're gonna take our paper, you can use any size, and I'm just gonna use a black marker. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of be doing some loops around. I just wanna do squiggles all the way around. I don't wanna do too many. I don't want it to look like this, because then it's very hard to cut. You do want some open spaces, and you don't want a whole bunch of them because you have to fill in those spaces with color. So then once I've done my loops, I'm just going to take some marker and I'm just going to fill in some patterns. And you can choose what you want to do. You can even add more color to it. I'm just going to do a little bit of color and a little bit of pattern in each space. So maybe some zigzag lines. If you need to kind of repeat your patterns, that's fine if you want to use repeated patterns. I'm just going to make sure that if I repeat the pattern, maybe my color is a different color. And you can do different kinds of lines in here. You're just going to kind of fill in that space. Okay, so now that I'm finished, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut on that outside black line. I'm going to cut all the way around. So now I have this part. And now I'm just going to I'm going to pick maybe 5 or 6 lines that I'm just going to cut deeper into my picture. So maybe this line right here, I'm going to follow that line up. But maybe I'm not going to follow it all the way. I'm just going to follow it to there. I'm going to bring this one and I'm going to cut this one down to there. And I'm going to cut this one up to here. I'm not going to go crazy with cutting because then I'll have a whole bunch of pieces. I'm cutting that one there. I feel like I need to put maybe one right here. And stop it there. So you kind of want it to be able to move around. So you want some in various parts of your work. And you want to make sure you're not going to cut anything off. So if this gets really close, if I went up any further, it would cut off. So I'm just going to stop it there. And I'm going to take this one here. Now I can tell, like if I pick it up and it's wanting to move in all the places, then that's what I want to see. I want to see it moving around. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting it on my paper. And you can use, I'm using a little piece of poster board just because that's what I have lying around. But you can use construction paper, you can use regular paper, it's fine. And you can use masking tape, you can use clear tape, you can use glue. If you use glue, you do have to like sit there for a while and let it dry. So depending on what you want to do, just know that that takes a little bit more time. So I'm going to use some clear tape just because I don't want it to be seen from the other side. And I'm just going to start pushing up some of these loose pieces. I'm going to push this one up and I'm going to tape it down. Now you can tape it in the front. I kind of like to tape it in the back. So I flip it over this way, and then when I put the tape down, it'll stick. Now it's kind of pushing up against that, so I do need to tape this piece down. So there's parts that I can glue and there's parts that I can tape. So right here, I'm going to tape this yellow or glue this yellow part down, just because it's gonna stay right like that. And I'm just gonna press it and hold it. All right, so now it's starting to pop out. So it's my three-dimensional shape is starting to form. Now, even though you've got some of these shapes going one way, you can kind of twist it around to make it go another way. You can kind of see how you want it to go. Maybe I want to go that way and bring this back here. You can just play around with it and see what you like. And there's no wrong or right way of doing this. This is just what looks good to your eye, and kind of seeing, do you have it balanced? I need to cut another piece, which is perfectly fine. Even once I'm started, I can always go back and change it. Yeah, I like that better. It kind of looks like he's crawling somewhere. I may even cut into this a little bit more. Again, I don't want to cut things off, but it's just not quite doing what I want right there. So I think I'm going to glue this or tape this down. I think I want this one over here. And you can just tape it down to where you want it to go. And you'll see very soon that it becomes this three-dimensional piece that has its own little, you know, mind to it. So it's kind of a fun project for three-dimensional, because you can kind of see that you have something flat, very two-dimensional, and then all you have to do is make a few little snips in the paper, and you can add this, have this great piece that sticks up. And you can see my scribbles on it. It's fun if you do both sides of your paper, so you can see some color on both sides. But I just did one. But there is my sculpture. And it's always good when you're doing sculpture to either walk all the way around it or to turn it around so you can see all the different views, because you do get more views than just one. Okay, so that is your scribble art. It's kind of fun to take a scribble and turn it into something really cool. All right, I hope you had fun with this one, and we'll see you soon.